Hey everyone, today we're going for a walk in my favorite city, Paris. Paris is divided into 20 districts, just like a Napoleon cake. Each district has its own history and secrets. Let's walk from the Louvre to Montmartre, from the Latin Quarter to the Marais. I'll show you the must-see places and share stories that I learned here. Get ready to see Paris in a new way and plan your trip. Let's go. Let's start with the heart of Paris, the first arrondissement. Here on the right bank of the Seine River, like a king on his throne, sits the Louvre, one of the largest museums in the world. Walking through its halls, you'll see masterpieces like the Mona Lisa, Venus de Milo, and the Winged Victory of Samothrace. There's too much to list. The Louvre is not just a museum, it's also a palace with centuries of history. Let's cross Rivoli Street, and here we are in the second arrondissement, the business center of Paris, Bourse. Among the luxurious buildings, you'll find banks, offices of the richest companies, and the stock exchange. But don't think it's as boring as an accounting office. There are plenty of cozy cafes, fashionable boutiques, and charming bookstores. Here you'll find the famous Galerie Vivienne, one of the most beautiful covered passages in Paris. This is where you can feel like a real dandy. And now, attention please. Welcome to Le Marais, one of the oldest districts in Paris, where you can touch history with your own hands. Narrow streets paved with cobblestones, like a movie set about musketeers, old mansions, cozy squares. It seems that time has stopped here. Be sure to visit Place des Vosges, the oldest square in Paris. The fourth arrondissement, the heart of Paris. We've reached the very heart of Paris, the fourth arrondissement, where the famous Ile de la Cité is located. Here you'll see the majestic Notre Dame Cathedral, which is being restored after the fire. Nearby stands the Palais de la Cité, which now houses the Palace of Justice. Take a walk along the banks of the Seine and enjoy the views of the Ile Saint-Louis, the fifth arrondissement, the student spirit of the Latin Quarter. We cross to the left bank of the Seine, and before us is the Latin Quarter, the student district of Paris. Here you'll find the famous Sorbonne University, Collège de France, and the Pantheon. It's the heart of student life. But the Latin Quarter is not just about studying. There are plenty of cozy cafes, bookstores, where you can buy antique books, and also the picturesque Jardin des Plantes, a perfect place to relax under the shade of trees. The sixth arrondissement, the intellectual charm of Saint-Germain-des-Prés. We continue our walk along the left bank of the Seine, and here we are in the sixth arrondissement, the Saint-Germain-des-Prés district. This place has a rich history and a creative atmosphere. It attracts intellectuals, artists, and writers. Here you will find the famous cafés de Flore and Les Deux Magots, where Hemingway, Picasso, and Sartre like to spend their time. Stroll through the second-hand bookstores, visit the Church of Saint-Sulpice, and experience the charm of this district. The seventh arrondissement, one of the most prestigious and elegant in Paris. This is where the Parisian elite reside. The famous Eiffel Tower, the symbol of Paris, looks down on us from above. Climb to its top to see the city from a bird's-eye view. In the seventh arrondissement, the Musée d'Orsay, the Army Museum, and the Rodin Museum await you. A walk along the Champs-Élysées, one of the most beautiful streets in the world, leads from Place de la Concorde to the Arc de Triomphe. We continue to explore the right bank of the Seine, and here we are in the eighth arrondissement, the realm of luxury and chic. Here, as if in a fairy tale, are expensive boutiques, hotels where celebrities stay, and also the famous Champs-Élysées. In the 8th arrondissement is the Arc de Triomphe, a monument in honor of the victories of the French army. Relax in Parc Monceau, one of the most beautiful parks in Paris, where you can escape the hustle and bustle of the city. The 9th arrondissement, a paradise for lovers of theaters, music, and nightlife. Here is the famous Opéra Garnier, one of the most beautiful opera houses in the world. In the 9th arrondissement, theaters, concert halls, cabarets, and restaurants await you. Stroll along the boulevards and immerse yourself in the festive atmosphere. Welcome to the 10th arrondissement, a true Babylon, one of the most multicultural districts in Paris. Here you can try cuisine from all over the world, Indian, African, Asian. Take a walk along the Canal Saint-Martin, a picturesque place where you can take a boat trip or just sit on the bank. In the 10th arrondissement is the Gare du Nord, where trains arrive from all over Europe. We are in the 11th arrondissement, a district of bohemian chic, trendy bars, and unusual shops with handmade goods. Here are art spaces, designer boutiques, and vintage shops. In the Arrondissement is Place de la Bastille, the site of the beginning of the French Revolution. You can also visit the Opera Bastille here, a modern opera house. The 12th Arrondissement, a true green oasis in the center of Paris, where you can take a break from the city bustle. Here is Parc de Bercy, a huge park with a lake and a zoo, a real treat for children and adults alike. In the Arrondissement, you'll find the Gare de Lyon, the main train station in Paris. Take a walk along the banks of the Seine, go to the Marais cinema, and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere of the district. The 13th Arrondissement, a district of contrasts, where modern glass and concrete buildings stand side by side with traditional Chinese streets. Here is the Asian Quarter, a piece of Asia in the heart of Paris. In the Arrondissement is the National Library of France, one of the largest in the world. For science lovers, I recommend Parc de la Villette, a science and culture park with museums and exhibitions. The 14th Arrondissement, the Montparnasse district, is famous for its bohemian atmosphere and breathtaking views of the city. Here is the Montparnasse Tower, a skyscraper with a panoramic view of Paris. And here are the catacombs of Paris, underground tunnels with the remains of millions of people. The 15th Arrondissement, quiet and cozy, ideal for a family vacation. Here is Parc André Citroën, a modern park with fountains, orange trees, and a hot air balloon. In the 15th Arrondissement, the Porte de Versailles Exhibition Center awaits you. Take a walk along the banks of the Seine and visit the Japanese garden and enjoy the atmosphere of this district. The 16th Arrondissement, one of the most prestigious districts in Paris, where life is like a movie. Here you will find luxurious mansions, embassies, and boutiques. In the Arrondissement, art lovers will find the Musée Guimet, the Marmottan Monet Museum, and the Galliera Museum. And I also recommend a walk through the Trocadero Gardens, which offers a stunning view of the Eiffel Tower. The 17th Arrondissement, a quiet and respectable district of Old Paris. Here you will see wide boulevards, beautiful buildings, and many shops. In the 17th Arrondissement is Parc Monceau, one of the most beautiful parks in Paris. Take a walk through the Pont-Slate Market, one of the most famous markets in Paris. And here is Montmartre, a hill in the 18th Arrondissement, the cradle of Parisian art. Picasso, Modigliani, Toulouse-Lautrec worked here. All the stars. Climb to the top of the hill to see the Sacré-Cœur Basilica, one of the most famous landmarks in Paris. Take a walk in Place du Tertre, where artists paint portraits of tourists. The 19th Arrondissement, a green district with parks, canals, and unusual architecture. Here is the Buttes-Chaumont Park, one of the most romantic parks in Paris. And also in the 19th Arrondissement is Parc de la Villette, a science and culture park. Take a walk along the Canal de l'Ourcq and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. Our last stop is the 20th Arrondissement, one of the most multicultural districts in Paris. Here you will find ethnic restaurants, shops, and markets. Here is the Père Lachaise Cemetery, one of the most famous in the world. Take a walk through the streets of Belleville and pay attention to the street art that adorns the walls of the houses. So our journey through the 20 arrondissements of Paris has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. We've created a travel guide to Paris with detailed itineraries, geo-points, and recommendations for independent travel. This guide is your key to a Parisian adventure, where you can not only visit iconic landmarks, but also immerse yourself in the history, culture, and atmosphere of the city. Plan your route and discover Paris from a new perspective. The guide is available in our online store on Amazon. The link is in the description below the video. Don't put off your dream trip. Start with the right guide. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new videos about travel, beauty, and lifestyle. See you soon, friends.